everyone. You've been invited to our virtual hair party. In fact, you're going to hear from our legendary cosmetologist and trichologist, Doris F. Mosley. She is an icon, and today she's going to discuss hair loss as an epidemic. Before we get into that, it's always great for you to know a little bit more about who Wakana is. And so we have a very special 1-minute video that hasn't even been released yet on YouTube or Facebook. In fact, it's going to be released today. So you're here to preview just a quick intro of who Wakana is. You're going to get a chance to look kind of under the hood. You're going to see just some things that are happening behind the scene. And so hold on. Stay tuned for just 1 minute of your time, okay?
Just one time for your mind. For this flight, you were just in time. For Wakana, we about to hold it down. The crown jewel, come and take a look around. Just one time for your mind. For this flight, you were just in time. For Wakana, we about to hold it down. The crown jewel, come and take a look around. First off, the products honestly gonna speak for themselves. If you would just hear me out, I'm trying to bring you the wealth. All her selfish to me, to try and keep for myself. We about to run out of stock, ain't gonna be nothing on shelf. In cannabis, can we struggle from up and down, right and left? They built us so many prisons and threw my brothers in there. You know this market is hot, it's like an oven in here. Before you turning me down, ask yourself, how do you feel? Let me know.
It'll all be over.
Tell me how you feel. Let me know how you feel.
It'll all be over.
Tell me how you feel. Let me know how you
And
feel.
we won't have to cry no more.
Back pain and my crying.
And we won't have to cry no more. It'll all be over.
Tell me how you feel. Let me know how you
And we
feel.
won't have to cry no more.
Back pain and my crying.
And we won't have to cry no more.
It's been a long time coming and a long way to go. You gotta catch up with the plane, cause it ain't moving slow. So keep up, we in the sky, you just gotta reach up and see what the talk is all about. It's not just word of mouth, the spark of flame, we on fire, they can't just one.
Maybe you, Jacqueline, can do a collaboration. That's my son, he raps. So I would love to, maybe we could do a collaboration, girl. We're gonna get you on a chorus, a hook, okay? Because this is exciting, guys. We are having fun, and we are absolutely, just excited this morning to introduce you to the crown jewel of CBD. We do a quick roll call. If you wanna let us know you're out there, you can go ahead and hit that chat button, type your name in, let us know you're there, let us know who invited you this morning. And we always love to start our call so that you can know just a little bit more about the founders of, Wakana. We have our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Rita McGuire, who's an MD. We have Dr. Patricia Van Pelt. She's a state senator here in Illinois, and she is our CFO, Chief Financial Officer. My name is Melissa Boston, and I am your Chief Executive Officer. And then we have Phyllis Nash, our phenomenal Chief Sales Officer. So thank you for hitting up that chat. Thank you for letting us know who you are and let us know who invited you on to the call today. We're gonna play just one more video. It's another 1 minute of your time. I think you're gonna appreciate this video because when Doris gets into the part about how cannabis, how CBD can actually help your hair, okay? You're gonna probably be wondering, well, how can this plant do so much, okay? And it's probably a plant that is so misunderstood. And so I'm gonna give you about 1.5 minutes of information by a world-renowned leading doctor who's gonna tell you why we all should pay attention to cannabis, okay? So here we go.
Hello, my name is Dr. David Allen. I'm a retired cardiac surgeon and a member of the International Cannabinoid Research Society, ICRS. That means I'm a cannabinoid research scientist. And I'm here to tell you about the discovery of the endocannabinoid system, the ECS, and the significance and how it will change medicine. And we discovered the endocannabinoid system about 30 years ago, and we really didn't understand the significance of its discovery. And so we found out that this is a chemical communication that your body has. It's not electrical, it's chemical, and it's kind of like the hormone systems that people are familiar with. And your body makes these cannabinoids. They're endogenous, so they're endocannabinoids, and they perform some miraculous functions in the body. And we're just learning the significance of these functions. And basically, the endocannabinoid system is responsible for homeostasis. Most people don't understand what that really means, but it's the body's ability to maintain itself and function in the proper environment. And so it's critically important that that doctors in the future understand this control mechanism. And we're finding out that that manipulation of this endocannabinoid system will control diabetes. It controls cancer. It controls whether you can survive a heart attack or stroke. And so this is critically important for doctors to understand this new science. And the discovery of the endocannabinoid system is the single most important medical scientific discovery ever, and will save more lives than the discovery and application of sterile surgical technique. And I'm a heart surgeon saying that. So more people will be saved by manipulation of the endocannabinoid system than are currently saved by surgery.
So wow, I mean, just exciting when you realize the future of what's happening and the research behind cannabis. Now we're here to discuss CBD, known as cannabidiol. It's the health without the high. So you're going to learn the difference between CBD and THC, which you might be familiar with if you've ever heard of marijuana, which I know you have, okay? And so yes, Wakanda, we are the crown jewel of CBD. And we say the crown jewel because we pride ourselves with really bringing the highest quality, organically grown CBD available on the marketplace. So our company isn't just a company, we're also a movement. We exist to help end the negative stigma that has caused communities around the world to suffer and lose out on the health and wealth benefits of the cannabis plant. Our mission is we are the catalyst to start a movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs, formulators, and investors, evoking the courage and strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. So what allowed us to have this conversation today? Because many of you might be like I was. I was raised very conservatively. I was the vice president for Students Against Drinking and Driving. I was the DARE captain. I wasn't the person anyone would have ever thought she would be the CEO of a cannabis company. But what made this conversation possible is the fact that in 2014, former President Barack Obama signed the Farm Bill. And did you know that was the beginning of allowing cannabidiol to be utilized and hemp to be grown legally here in the United States? Most people don't realize when it comes to hemp, it's not just what we use now as medicine, okay? But it's also providing so many other uses, from hempcrete, where you can actually use hempcrete to build a home. In fact, the first flag was made from hemp. The first Bible was produced using hemp. So it has over 50,000 uses. And then in 2018, there was another addition to the Farm Bill allowing us to even take CBD to another level. And what we find now is the cannabis industry is booming from illegal to now essential. But it's also unfortunate that a lot of minorities have pretty much been locked out of this industry. I live here in Chicago, Illinois. If you look at the people that have been arrested and convicted for marijuana possession, 86% of them are Black men. But if you look at the cannabis industry, now that it's been legalized, do you know that there are companies throughout this state who sell cannabis legally? But do you know not one of those companies are owned by African Americans? And so it's an industry, if we just look at Chicago alone and Illinois and what's happening in this market, it just became recreationally legal in January, started off with about 13 million that month, but now the sales are already up to 60 million. And that's per month. What's exciting is we're making this opportunity available to participate in the non-psychoactive side by partnering with Wakana. And if you look at the CBD industry alone, the sales are booming. In fact, when I first became a CEO for a cannabis company back in 2017, the CBD side wasn't even $1 billion. Now we're talking about a multiple billion-dollar industry going to 20+ billion over the next few years. And with Wakana, this is truly a ground floor opportunity. We are so excited because in just 1 year, we became a multi-million-dollar company. And if you look at our goals, I tell you what, they're aggressive, but we are absolutely excited about being here at the right place at the right time. And so again, you might ask yourself, what is CBD? CBD is also known as cannabidiol. It is a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp. In fact, there are more than 85 different cannabinoids, and it's the second most common. The most common is THC. In fact, all of our hemp is grown in accordance with Section 7606 of the 2018 U.S. Farm Bill. And so today, it's about learning and unlearning, understanding the difference between THC and CBD. Now, our products also have a little bit of THC. Now, we do have some without THC where we've removed it, but our THC is less than 0.3%. I want you to remember that, okay? Less than 0.3%. And that makes it legal, available in the United States as long as it's within those numbers. And so with THC, when you have high amounts of THC, it's going to give you that psychoactive effect. Because ours is low THC, there's no psychoactive effect. It's going to stimulate receptors in the brain, pleasure center. In fact, THC causes the body to release a higher than normal level of dopamine. And again, THC is what creates the high. So now let's look at CBD. So our products are very high in CBD, cannabidiol. CBD is non-intoxicating. It stimulates receptors in the brain that regulate pain, perception, anxiety, nausea, and more. Its medical applications include the fact that it's anti-inflammatory and pain relief. Now, this chart blew me away when I first had a chance to look at it, because you hear so much talk about medical marijuana. You see the money and the price tag, right, on medical marijuana. So you would never think that a product that occurs naturally without having to get a patent on it, something that's abundant in nature, would actually be even more potent than medical marijuana when it comes to the health benefits. But look at the chart. If you look at CBD, it fills in almost every category. And what's great about our product, it's also full spectrum, which means we have not only the CBD, but we have the CBC, the CBG, the CBN, and yes, in some of our products, even the THC. And the benefits speak for themselves. Take a good look at that, but you can just see how this is information that we want to get out to everyone. And so when we think about cannabis, one of the things that most people don't realize is it's actually a plant that's endogenous to who we are, which basically means we're born. We are hardwired to have some type of cannabinoids interacting with our body. How can we prove that? Well, they discovered back in the 1970s that we have an endocannabinoid system within our body. And this endocannabinoid system is actually looking for cannabinoids, whether it's our brain, our heart, our teeth, our stomach, our skin, our bowels, our kidneys, liver, lungs, and eyes. All of these different receptors are looking for these cannabinoids. And if you think about why we're facing this whole epidemic of pain, anxiety, and so many problems, it's because we're now deficient. So now they've discovered there's an endocannabinoid deficiency. And here's one of the things that really blew me away. When I realized that we have been prevented, right, from getting something that our body actually needs in order to feel that balance, I knew this was something that we had to get out to everyone so they can realize the benefit of properly produced cannabinoids. And so let's look at our product line, okay? And so again, our products, we are the crown jewel of CBD. If you do reside in the states of Louisiana, North Carolina, Kentucky, Indiana, and as of August 2nd, the state of Texas, just know that in your states, smokable hemp is not allowed. Why would they ban smokable hemp when we know that hemp has so many benefits, but they still allow you to buy cigarettes, right? Well, when you think about the tobacco industry and you think about how people are now really starting to understand the link between tobacco and cancer. So they're really losing ground. In fact, the tobacco industry is losing so much ground. They're now opening up shop in third world countries, trying to get their market share back, opening up crops in Africa and other places like that, because Americans have really understood that if we're going to smoke, there's a high chance that it's going to be carcinogenic and cause health complications for us. And so the tobacco industry, they're really lobbying hard to keep smokable hemp. And when you think about a lot of the rules that happen in this country, it's always politics, right? And so it's unfortunate, but it's just something that you should know. But there's other ways for you to consume the hemp product. You can take it topically. You can actually take it via a tincture. You can enjoy gummies. And we have all of the different ways to consume the product here at Wakana. In fact, one of the most popular is people love to infuse with CBD. So yes, you can infuse your mocktails and cocktails, even your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. You can infuse and utilize our CBD seasonings, our CBD oils. We also have essential oils because we recognize that we're in a climate right now where people are very concerned about microbes and germs and bacteria. And we know that essential oils have been around for more than 10,000 years. They've been processed and used. And so from black seed oil, which really has shown to help rebuild the beta cells of the pancreas. We know there's eucalyptus oil, which actually helps with the lungs. Peppermint can give you energy and pain relief. And then of course, we know the ultimate antimicrobial is the tea tree oil, okay? So we do wanna make a disclaimer. In fact, take a moment just to review our disclaimer, especially if you have to get tested for THC and drugs at your job. So you would wanna avoid our products with THC, which are our power products. You wanna utilize our broad spectrum and pure products when it comes to getting drug tested, because those are where the THC has been removed. It's also important to recognize we do offer vapes and smokable hemp. If you're under the age of 21, you should avoid those type of products. And just know that our product is not for use or sale to persons that are under the age of 18. Real results, real people. In fact, Doris is going to come up and share some of those results. And we're excited to share with you more about how our hemp-powered hair works. Our products are also recommended by doctors. In fact, some of the leading doctors who are helping to shape the laws on cannabis are connected with our company. And so we're so proud of that. When it comes to shopping Wakana, why shop Wakana? We offer premium products at affordable prices, a 30-day money-back guarantee, third-party testing, full panel testing, producing the highest in quality, organically grown, and yes, here at Wakana, we give back to our communities, whether it's helping seniors to avoid eviction, or whether it's helping to get PPE to hospitals and schools around this country. We are involved with our community to help empower others. And so what I want to do right now, I want to bring to you the moment you've been waiting for. This is our very special spotlight for today's presentation and demo. We have a leading authority on hair loss, okay, and hair restoration. She is also a cosmetologist, a trichologist. She has decades of experience. She's considered a beauty icon all across the United States. In fact, she produces one of the largest hair shows in the state of California. And we are just so proud to have her on board as our healthy hair specialist. Doris Mosley, if you can go ahead and take it away.
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Very good. Great morning to each and afternoon, wherever you are, to each and every one of you that are here today. We know time is very valuable and time is something that you can't get back. So we really appreciate you spending this time with us at Wakana. And Jackie, I just want to say, you just touched my heart, because with all the things that are happening here today, in the world today, still we rise, still Wakana rise, and we're excited about that. But I'm here today to share with you about hair loss and hair restoration. Alopecia. We're in a pandemic, but alopecia is at an all-time epidemic. What is alopecia? Alopecia is actually the medical term for baldness. And there is over 100 million, it's actually 5 million hair follicles that is all over the body when you're born. And there's over 100,000 of them make it to the head. So we are excited about knowing that Wakana has gotten to the root of the problem and just have knocked it out of the park. Now, there are 55% men who are reporting hair loss and 45% women. But you know what? Children under 18 is starting to join that, and that is not good. And there, Wakana, with our hemp-powered hair, we have just really gotten to it. It stimulates the hair, and it promotes healthy scalp, healthy hair, and the follicles that are alive, hair can return. But if the follicles are dead, then that means there are no more hair that's going to be, because you cannot resurrect the dead. Let's get that straight. It is happening to all nationalities. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter who you are or where you live. If you have a hair follicle that's still alive, there is a great excitement. I am a product of the product. I was losing my hair in the top. The doctors have said I had CCCA, and that means it was centrally located in the top. It was centrifugal, meaning that it was spreading out. It was cicatricial, meaning that it was scar tissue, and the A was alopecia. But I was like, oh no, I cannot afford to lose my hair. So I jumped right in on the product, and it took about 8 months. But after 2 months, I started seeing results. So I'll say to you, be very patient. Nothing is overnight. This is not a miracle worker, but it works if the follicle is still there. And we've got a lot of testimonies. Most of the time, I always be working with women, but today I decided that let me just share with you one of the treatments that we do on men. And as you can see in the picture here, men now are wearing beards. They want full beards. I think this basketball player brought that out. But anyway, they have problems in that area. And they also have problems in the scalp. They're losing their hair. We have androgenetics, which is female pattern baldness and male pattern baldness. Usually with female pattern, the hairline is still intact. Male pattern baldness, usually that whole center, if you can look at the picture there to the left, eventually, if he doesn't do anything, and he has, so the picture on the right shows that hemp-powered hair have definitely helped him and will continue to help him as long as he uses the product. Now, today I'm going to share with you 3 of the oils. Now, hemp-powered hair has about 13 oils that Wakana fused together. And when I tell you, they researched these oils. They didn't just put oils together. They researched the oils to make sure that they would restore or had a great possibility of restoring the hair, provided the follicle was still there. And one of those oils was wild salmon oil. Now, wild salmon oil supports vitamin D. Now, vitamin D is something that you can get from the sun, and also you can get it through hemp-powered hair. But we know we don't go out in the sun, and the women who do go out in the sun, most of the time we're covered up. That's why I think only 45% of the women are reported, because we have a lot of options, and men don't take those options. It has protein and contains omega-3 fatty acid that promotes shiny, stronger, healthy hair growth, reduces skin dryness, which can lead to itchy scalp or dandruff. So we don't want that. We know if we have an itchy scalp, that means there's inflammation there. Inflammation absolutely causes hair loss. So we don't want to be stretching and having that itchy scalp. So wild salmon oil helps support that, helps get rid of that. And then we have peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is antimicrobial. It stimulates hair growth and blood circulation, you guys. Remember, hair grows through 3 phases. It goes through the anagen phase, which it stays in for about 2 to 6 years. Then it goes over to the catagen stage, which is about 5 months. That's the transitional phase. Then it goes into the telogen phase. The telogen phase is where it's resting and falling out. Now, the blood supply is very strong in the anagen phase. It starts to lose that blood supply when it goes into the catagen phase. And by the time it gets to telogen, it's totally gone and it's shedding. Shedding is absolutely one of the ways that we end up, shedding is one of the ways that we end up losing 50 to 100 strands a day. That is normal, okay? But if it becomes abnormal, then it becomes telogen infusing. That's when there's excessive. Now, how can you tell you have an excessive hair loss? You have hair on the shoulder, hair in the sink, hair in the shower. When you start seeing that type of loss, it is not normal. So you need to have it checked out. I never forget, I was scoping a young lady at an event, and she had about a quarter size of her hair was missing. And I asked her what happened, and she said her hairstylist, now hairstylists, you on the line, barbers, you on the line, we get the blame for hair loss. And she said, my hairstylist took my hair out when she took my weave out. And I looked at that, and it didn't look like that, what was happening. So I advised her to go to a medical doctor to determine what was really going on. And she did. She called me back about a week later, and she said, Doris, I have 1st stage lupus. Now, lupus is a reason that causes hair loss. So now just think, if she had continued to thinking in that vein that it was lupus, she could have been like far down the road with the treatment. So now she was able to get in front of the lupus for her hair treatment and was able to slow down the hair loss. So just, I always say, if you see something, say something. Share and tell somebody, because alopecia is the medical term for baldness. And anytime I send my clients to the doctor, I always say to them, please ask the doctor to do a biopsy. That way they can tell what's really going on. And then we have lemon oil. Lemon oil contains vitamin C. It also helps promote collagen, which is crucial for hair and skin. You want to have healthy skin, because if you don't have healthy skin, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have healthy hair. It's fight hair loss when combined with rosemary and lavender. Now, rosemary is a DHT blocker, and I'm going to talk about that on one of our hair events. So you'll know what to expect. But I can always say my hair goes off to Wakana, because they definitely have gotten to the root of the problem. The only thing you have to do now is go on your website or call the person who invited you to the call and say to them, look, I want to get some of that hemp-powered hair, or I want to get some of those products, period, that Wakana has, because it definitely makes a difference. Lemon oil is an antiseptic. It's a microbial, making it a great clarifying oil. Now, hemp-powered hair is a product that you use as a daily treatment or a treatment by itself. And how we use hemp-powered hair, we put 6 drops under the tongue, if you really challenge, 3 times a day, if not twice. And you wait 60 seconds at least before you swallow it, or just let it dissolve under the tongue. And that's the fastest way it gets into the bloodstream. Then the other way you use it, if you're just wearing your hair out, no attached hair, you can just 50% dry your hair after you shampoo. And now listen, you guys, shampoo thoroughly, okay? Make sure that you're deep cleansing those pores, because the pores allows the bacteria and the toxin stuff to get out of the body, because skin is the largest organ of elimination. But if your scalp skin is clogged, then you could end up what we call folliculitis. Folliculitis, anytime you hear the word itis, that means something is wrong. And then when you put the hemp powered drops in, if the pores are open, that means the hemp powered drops are going into the scalp, which help support the follicle. The follicle is where the strand of hair is housed. And that is where the hair is nourished. That's where the blood supply come in. That's why peppermint oil was so important to put into the product. Then we have doing it as a treatment, where if you're wearing a weave and it's attached, your hair is braided down and it's attached to the hair that you've added, you're gonna 50% dry the hair again, making sure you've cleansed the scalp properly. You're gonna 50% dry the hair again, and then you're gonna put a half a dropper into about an ounce of water or less, depending on how much hair, and you're gonna spray it directly onto the braid. You're not gonna worry about the added hair. You're gonna spray it directly onto the braid. And then once you do that, then you're going to place the person back under the dryer, and you're gonna dry them totally 100%. That's very important. And if they're not wearing a weave, you're gonna 50% dry them, spray the hair, and then dry them completely or style the way you're gonna style. That's very important. Now let me share my model with you today. What I'm gonna do to my model, because I believe we may have a lot of barbers out there, and if we don't, we have stylists that out there that's looking for other ways to increase their income. And I always say, if you're not a barber, you don't do men for as cutting men, you can offer this treatment to men. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have my model sit in the chair, and I am going to first concentrate on his face. He has some facial hair, but he doesn't really care to have facial hair, but he does have hair in the chin area. And we know that we can thicken that up if the follicles are still alive. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a hot steam towel and I'm gonna place it around his face to kind of open up the pores and soften up the hair, the facial hair. Then I'm gonna take the hemp-powered hair, drop a few drops in that area and massage, and my manipulation is gonna be upward. Why am I massaging up? Because of the way the muscles are attached. If you massaging down, you're pulling the muscles away from its origin, and then you're gonna end up with saggy skin. We bring him up towards the origin, as well as bringing the blood up to that area. That's important. And then I'm gonna drop a few drops on the scalp, although he's not really doing a lot of thinning, but I always say it doesn't matter what is happening. Everybody should be using hemp-powered hair, because as we age, things starts to happen, especially after we pass 40. So everybody on this Zoom today, when you hang up, go to your website and get your hemp-powered hair. The person who invited you to the call, if you're not into Wakanda yet, you're gonna call them up and say, hey, get me my bottle. You wanna start using it now. So I'm gonna just get my model back in the chair, and I really appreciate him for taking out of his time to come here today so I can show you how we do it. Okay, I'm gonna take this towel and I'm going to put it around his face. It's a warm towel. Make sure you leave the nose open so it can breathe. And just hold it there for a few seconds to kind of loosen, to open up the pores and soften up the beard hair. Okay, hairstylists, you can offer this as a service to men, because remember, 55% of the men are losing their hair, and beards have become very popular. So I'm going to remove the towel. You can really leave it up, but for time saving, you're going to take it out. And then I'm going to take my hemp-powered hair, tilt his head back, and I'm going to drop it. Now, it's very important that the dropper does not touch the skin or the hair. And I'm gonna take and massage it in, rubbing it up. And the reason we rub it up is so we can get the blood to coming into this area that much faster, as well as massaging the muscles, bringing the blood up in this area and making sure that we keep the skin tight. We don't want to cause the skin to sag. So we want to make sure we massage. You notice my hands are going up. And you don't really want to break the touch once you start, okay? Massaging it up. Now, once you feel you have definitely massaged it in good, then you can come to the head. You seem to have good follicles here. Right in this area, seems like he's getting a little sparse. So we're gonna drop some there. Okay. And we're going to massage again. Your massage, you want to always bring in the blood to this area. Massage it upward strokes. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. And Melissa will get the questions to me. You want to make sure you're massaging, and you don't want to vigorously massage. A lot of people think if I do it really hard, it'll work faster. No. Friction causes breakage. You don't want to be guilty of that. So you want to gently massage it in using your upward strokes. And that will feel good to the client also. And hairstylists, promote this for your men. Although we may not cut the men's hair, but this can be a treatment that they could use. And if they're doing it at home, because you want to make sure that they take the bottle home with them after they wash their face, okay? Wash their face, shampoo their hair. We're going to show them how to apply and how to massage for themselves. Now remember, as I said before, there's two parts to hair. There's the shaft, which is above the scalp, and there's the root, which is beneath the scalp. So don't you guys get confused and say, I'm going to shampoo or color my roots. No, you're going to color the hair above the scalp, which is the shaft, the hair near the scalp. The root is beneath the scalp. Back to you, Melissa. I really appreciate you guys for joining me on this lunchtime hair party. We're going to have others, and Melissa will share with you when we're having them. And I hope you have learned something, if it was but one thing that can make a difference in your business, in your marketing, hemp-powered hair. Just know it is for everybody, not one body, but everybody. Thank you so much. Back to you, Melissa.
And we have a couple questions, Doris.
Okay.
First question is, what about glue on tracts of human hair?
I am not a supporter of, you should say glue, right?
Glue, yes.
I'm not a supporter of glue, simply because glue is made of the rubber that they make tires with. That's not good to use glue on the hair. Adhesive, medical adhesive, if you get that, then that's cool. It's still not good, but it's better than that black glue that a lot of people wear on their scalp. But if you're going to remove it, take some oil and remove it gently. But you want to make sure that person has hemp-powered hair.
And then we have another question about, what about braided individuals?
What about braiding what?
What about braided individuals, like people wearing braids?
Okay, if you're wearing braids, just remember that the braided hair, most people braid with, 99% of the people, it is plastic, okay? So the plastic is really biting into the natural hair fibers. Now, I always recommend hemp-powered hair as a treatment for people who wear braids. That means you're gonna spray at least as far down as your hair is within the braid. And when you take it out, you will notice you have lost less hair than a person who didn't have hemp-powered hair. Now, at one point, I'm gonna take my daughter's weave out. Now, she used hemp-powered hair as a treatment. And when I take her hair out, you're gonna notice that she lost less hair than a person who didn't use it. When she take the weave out, she's a weave wearer. She was a model for me last week. She's a weave wearer. But if you don't have the treatment on a regular basis while you have your hair braided down in those stationary hairstyles, because remember, the norm is 50 to 100 strands a day. You want to lose less than 100. And hemp-powered hair has been tested to be proven to work in that respect.
And there's another question regarding fragrance, which I can tell you that there's no fragrance in the traditional sense, but it has a scent because of the natural aromas that essential oils produce. So these are pure, organic, essential oils, and you can actually take our product internally, which means you can use it as a tincture in addition to put it on your head. That's how good it is. So no parabens, no synthetics, nothing artificial, none of the artificial fragrances that cause other chemical problems because people are allergic to those type of fragrances. So,
and no carcinogenic product. And you know what carcinogenic means? That is cancer causing.
And she said to clarify, put hemp-powered hair on the hair before the weave is put in.
Oh, that's good. You can use hemp-powered hair at any point, but I strongly recommend that you use it as a treatment once the braiding is done and the hair is attached. When you shampoo the hair, when they come in for the hair to be shampooed, or if you're shampooing your hair at home, remember we're gonna 50% dry it, okay? Then you're gonna spray your treatment. And how do you make your treatment? Depending on how much hair the person has. An ounce to a half an ounce of water to a half a dropper of hemp-powered hair. Shake it up well and spray it directly on the 50% dried hair. Place them back under the dryer and do 100% dry.
Wow, they're saying awesome, thank you. So good job, great job, amazing information. So now we're just gonna close it out, ladies and gentlemen. We wanna thank you for your time. And in closing, I wanna just introduce the full product line real quick so that you can see the full suite of products, because we recognize we have this endocannabinoid system, and while we're treating our hair, we have a whole system. And when you think about the body sometimes has pain. And we know that even as stylists, sometimes you're repetitive in what you do. And I've noticed that a lot of stylists complain about carpal tunnel and just standing on your feet all day and aches and pains. And so we actually have more than 20 products that are under $50. We have more than 10 products that are under $20. So our products are extremely affordable. Right now, you can take advantage of a special coupon code that will expire soon, so you can utilize that today. But it's called SAVE10, S-A-V-E, all caps, the number 10. That's going to take 10% off of your order today. Normally, the free shipping is with a $75 or higher order. Right now, we're offering free shipping because of the pandemic at $50 or higher. That will ship directly to your door for free. And so we would encourage you to place an order of at least 50 so that you can get that free shipping with that order. And so the last thing that I want to say is there's 3 types of people that join our virtual hair party. The first person, maybe you joined it just as a support to Doris as our special featured celebrant today. And so if you would like to be a customer to learn more about opportunities where you can actually shop directly with Doris, you could actually get with her and she'll tell you how to do that. You're a person number 1. The next person, perhaps you've learned something today that you feel could be very beneficial for your clients. Maybe you want to duplicate this, have an education workshop just like this for all of your clients to join, learn about hair, and also to support your business. Then you're a person number 2. And then the final person is the person who really sees this as an opportunity to really join an industry that's growing fast. And that's our person number 3. You're someone who really wants to look at what are the options available for people like yourself who might want to get started in business. And so if you are a person number 1, you're the person who wants to save money. You're going to use that coupon code. You're going to save 10%. If you're a person number 2, you can host a party. We can show you how to get free products for hosting parties. It doesn't just stop at a hair party. We do lots of different parties, okay? And so you can think about what you are more interested in doing and earning all those free products. And then also too, just know we do all the invites, all the invitations. We have it all set up. So it's a great, cool system where you can do this from the comfort of your home. And then the final person is the person who really wants to look at our dispensary opportunities. We know the dispensary industry is huge, and there's lots of ways to position yourself and earn life-changing income. We have calls we can invite you to. One of them is tonight. That'll give you more details so that you can really get plugged in and learn more about those options for those of you that are business-minded and you want to really figure out how you can help your clients in a bigger level, in the sense that you can help them with their pain management. You can help them with their hair issues and so many things that our clients experience on a daily basis. And so with that said, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Doris Mosley. Thank you, Jacqueline, for shutting it down early on with the opening song. That was amazing. And thank you for your hair model. I mean, what a great job. We're just so proud.
Thank you. You are so welcome. Thank you. And I'm excited to be a part of Wakana.
We're excited to have you on board. And thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great, great, great day. Bye-bye for now.